What is the Dell Chromebook 13? Dell's take on the Chromebook focuses on business and education, but that doesn't mean that the rest of us can't enjoy it, too. Just see if you can stomach the price. Even the cheapest Celeron version costs £615 incorporated VAT, £513 ex-VAT. And it isn't as if you're getting a business class warranty, either. It's still 1 year, collect and return as standard. A similarly specified Acer Chromebook 14, meanwhile, costs just under £300. In return for the premium you pay for the Dell, you get the look and feel of a high-end laptop and the option to upgrade to a top end of a Core i5 with 8GB of memory, the version tested, if you so choose. It makes a decent impression for a premium Chromebook, although not quite good enough to justify the asking price. Dell Chromebook 13, Design and Build. The majority of Chromebooks are plastic fantastic, not so the Dell. The body is a solid magnesium alloy and the lid has a nice, soft touch feel and a carbon fiber finish. It's classy and feels built to last. It's heavy, though. Its 2.17 kilograms weight is noteworthy for a 13-inch laptop by today's standards. Overall, the Dell Chromebook 13 feels like a modern laptop. The touchpad is a smooth glass that's a delight to use. The keyboard is good, too. It's backlit and the keys have a nice, positive feel, despite being on the shallow side. Anyone who is switching from, say, a MacBook Air, will feel comfortable with the quality on offer here. Ports are ample, rather than generous. There's a USB 3.0 and USB 2.0 port, microSD, HDMI 1.4 and a microSD slot. I'd have welcomed a full-size SD slot, but it's certainly better than the nothing you get on certain more expensive laptops. Ultimately, you're paying for a laptop that won't embarrass you when you get it out in a meeting, and it's built well enough to cope with a little rough and tumble. Those are both qualities worth having, and paying for. Although I still wish that the Dell Chromebook 13 had been 300 grams or so lighter. Dell Chromebook 13, Performance and Options. There are 4 different versions of the Dell Chromebook 13. All have a Full HD screen, AC Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. What changes is the processor, memory and onboard flash storage. All models come with at least 4 GB of RAM, which should be the bare minimum for any modern laptop. The 2 best options are the 1.7 GHz Intel Celeron 3215U, £615 incorporated VAT, and the 2 GHz Intel Core i3 5005U, £700 incorporated VAT, version, which both come with 4 GB of RAM and 16 GB onboard storage. Next is a touchscreen version with the same i3 processor and 32 GB storage, while the top spec edition has a Core i5 5300U, 32 GB of storage, 8 GB of memory, but no touchscreen for £1,078 incorporated VAT. Dell sent us the top spec with a touchscreen for review. Not surprisingly, it's a bit of a speed demon. Slick doesn't really cover it. It doesn't break a sweat, even with a dozen or so tabs open. This is overkill for a Chromebook. The Core i3 version will good enough. Even the Celeron version is fine for basic use based on Trusted's experience of similar specification machines, although it feels expensive compared to the similar spec Acer Chromebook 14. Whichever option you go for, one of the best things about the Dell, and most Chromebooks, is how cool and quiet it is. Without the overheads of traditional operating systems, you don't get random moments when your CPU usage spikes and the fans spin up. The Dell is so quiet you'd almost assume it had no fan. Dell Chromebook 13, Battery Life. Battery life is another serious plus in the Chromebook 13. Dell claims up to 12 hours of use from the 6-cell battery, and leave the screen on a low enough brightness and you'll probably manage that. In practice, I managed between 7 and 9 hours with the screen at 50% brightness. That's super impressive. You could realistically leave your charger at home for a day out. This puts the Dell right up there among Chromebooks and the longest-lasting Windows laptops, such as the Dell XPS 13 and Lenovo